Hey, it's the Minecrafty Carpenter. We are back for episode 2 in our Mountain Valley village. This place has transformed so much since we got here. From this beautiful mountain valley sprinkled with oaks to an amazing mountain valley village. And we are going to keep working on that today. Last time we were able to get all the buildings complete except for the fourth one still needs a front on it, but we need to do the landscaping before we can complete the front of that building. So that's where we're going to start today. We're going to start by doing the landscaping on those 4 flour mills and turn it into something absolutely amazing, which you will get to see by the end of the video. But before we get to the building, I need resources for almost the first time since the beginning of the last video. So it's time to build some farms. Going to need a gold farm because I want to set up a whole bunch of beacons, and gold is the easiest to take down. I'd like to upgrade my frog light farm because my current one is nothing compared to the new ones. And we also need to build a wither skull farm for our beacons. Once we get those set up, we'll take a stroll over and collect the wither skulls we need, fight the wither so we can get our nether stars, and set up our beacons so we can get to work and get landscaping. And I wish I had a plan for the landscaping, but I really don't. That's not really the way I build or create in life or in Minecraft. One thing kind of just leads me to the next thing, so I'd love to have like a plan of what we're going to do in the next episode and the episode after that, but honestly it just comes up as it does. Just like this, the stream coming down the mountain led to the aqueduct, and now here we are getting ready to build the gold farm. So I've already gathered all the items, and I will go through, hopefully in the next episode, I'll go through and show you the storage system and tree farm and all that stuff, but right now I've gathered everything that I need for the construction of the gold farm. I'm going to be using a tutorial. It's the second time I'm building a gold farm, and it's going to be Shulker Crafts gold farm. I'll put a link in the description, but it's going to be modified. I tend to always modify any of the farms that I'm building. In the tutorial, I believe he builds a 4 or 5 platform gold farm. I'm going to be doing the 7 level gold farm to up the production rates just a little, and I might as well while I'm here. So we're going to end up in the nether wastes for the construction of the gold farm, and since I'm certain we've all seen a gold farm built before or watched a tutorial, I'm going to try and make it a spectacle, and hope you enjoy the time lapse. I'd say that was enjoyable. Nice way to watch a gold farm get built. Alright, so I was mistaken. It is not a 7-level gold farm. It is a 6-level gold farm. And we are going to come down here and take a look at my modifications, which is basically just a sorting system. In the previous one I built, I did one sorting system, and because of the rotten flesh, it didn't come near to keeping up with how much gold and rotten flesh comes into this farm. So I've done 3 separate sorting systems for each 3 hoppers that gather everything, although the middle one is always overwhelmed compared to the side 2, but it works fine for me, as you can see. And I'm not really interested in the rotten flesh, which is why I put the sorting system in here. So let's see what we got from 1 hour, just under 1 hour. We were able to get 984 gold ingots. And that's amazing. I don't know if you're building a city out of gold or the yellow brick road, but that's more than enough for me. 110 gold blocks in 1 hour. That's perfect. Like I said, I'm going to be using these for beacons and possibly in the bee farm, but we can talk more about that later. One other thing I wanted to mention was I put glass 3 blocks apart on every level, and it seems to keep the magma cubes from spawning on any of the levels. So let's head back to the base and get ready for our next farm. So I'm carrying this shulker with me now just in case I need to get down from the nether roof. And I do plan on doing it where I build the wither farm, as well as possibly the frog light farm, but I'm not certain yet. I have some bottles of invisibility. I would like to be left alone as much as possible while I build the wither farm. There are much too many mobs in the nether to begin with, and then when you're at a fortress, it is even more challenging to be left alone to build anything. And from the nether, they even come to the overworld and try and make it challenging. Never mind them for now. Let's go to the nether roof and see if we can break some bedrock. I did it. That's amazing. I can't believe I got through. I've only done that one other time, and I only broke 1 block, but I wanted to make this like a little square. I'll put something in the hole here. Alright, now that we got that open, we're going to head over this direction, and I want to see if I can link portals to the mangrove swamp. I haven't been back here in a long time, and I've never done this, so let's see if the calculation's right. No. Close. Off by about 700. It's a big mangrove swamp. Let's try that again and see, because that will make it a heck of a lot easier to get the frogs to the frog farm if I can link this portal on the nether roof, where I'll be building the frog light farm anyways, to my existing frog breeder, and I have all 3 types of frogs very close together. So let's see if this links to that one. Yes, right on. This is where I've got all my mangrove. This is where I stopped on the way back and loaded up on mangrove wood. Alright, let's see where it takes us. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't remember. I know I did this, but only have 5,000-6,000 days. It's a long time ago. Let's see if I can figure out where we are. Ah, yes. Ah, my first frog light farm. It worked well, but the demand is too much for frog lights now. Alright, so I went back to the base and I've loaded up everything I need to build my frog light farm. This design is by Shulkercraft as well, and I will link the tutorial in the description. It says we should get about 5,000 lights per hour, which seems absolutely ludicrous, but first we need to find the basalt delta. And I marked it with torches, yes. Alright, so we're going to set up and enjoy another wonderful time lapse because I like people to be a part of all the building in one form or another. I feel like people are more connected to a project when they get to see everything that goes into it, not just the final product. So I'll kick you over to the time lapse and we will get this farm built. Enjoy! Alright, it's been 1 hour. Let's take a quick flight down and see what this froglight farm can do. As far as farms go, this froglight farm was pretty simple to build. No crazy materials, not a lot of materials. It didn't take very long. Definitely took less than an hour. I guess the tricky part is getting the frogs over here, but I already had that kind of set up. So that looks good. That looks better. Let's get 3 or 4 shulkers set up here to gather our frog lights, and we will go through and see what we ended up with. Okay, let's just get these organized. We got the pearlescent ones, and I set it up because I use the ochre or yellow frog lights most of the time, I set the farm up with most of that type of frog. So we should have way more of those than any other. So we got almost 1,000 green ones, over 1,000 violet, and no, that's not right. 1,034? No. 4,000. Over 4,000 yellow frog lights. That is an amazing farm. Wow. Way more than 5,000 in an hour. I don't even think that was quite an hour. So I think it's finally time to do what I set out to do, which is build the wither skull farm. Getting wither skulls the old-fashioned way is very slow, so let's go. This is another, I watched Shulkercraft for the build. No, this one is not. Salt Delta there. Alright, let's keep going. And it's actually an ENX04 design that we'll be building once we find it. Oh, this definitely looks like it. We want something completely surrounded by Soul Sand Valley, and I would say this is it. Now to get up to the roof. And now that I've done this 2 or 3 times, let's see if this goes any more efficiently than my first 2 attempts. Hey, it worked. Right on. Okay, we're up. I'm going to see if I can blast through here, and I will be right back. Awesome. Okay, I am back. I have that is way too many fans. Okay, I'm going to find the bounding box, and I believe this is the high point. And we're within the bounding box, so I am going to get to work on this wither farm, and I will see you on the other side. welcome. Obviously, the farm build was a success. That was an incredibly challenging farm. My goodness, so many little details and every block at the right height, and linking portals, and we did it. It's done. And here we are, collecting wither skulls for the beacons, and we already have 15. That is crazy. These farms are crazy. There's almost no point to getting things the other way anymore if you have the materials to build the farm. They're so much more efficient. You get so much more, and the time to build the farm is almost nothing. So let's get a few more and see where we end up. Alright, so we have 19 there and 2. We ended up with 21 wither skulls in like 15 minutes or something ridiculous. These farms are so overpowered, it's ridiculous. I am going to go cash in my wither skulls and dance a few rounds with some withers. Alright, sword for withers, check. Let's get ready to tango. This should be really fun. I have this set up from the first 2 or 3 beacons I had thousands of days ago, but this should go a little different. Alright, Wither Star 1, and as you can tell, I am an incredible PvPer. If I speed it up, you'll see. Just watch. Nothing but critical hits. Nice and easy when they're trapped under the portal. That makes it a lot easier. So that's super cool. I've never had that many beacons before. I've never had a Wither Skull farm before. But this is definitely the way in Java to take care of them. And how is my respawn point here? How was that the last time I went to bed? I guess the cat does help me stay up and hardly ever sleep, but I can't believe this is the last place that I set respawn. Oh well, it's not a far journey anyways, and actually I think I want to show the flight path back to the base, because this is one of the things I was looking for when I found this mountain valley. I wanted there to be a stronghold close by so I could have the duper, because the sand and gravel and concrete powder, all that stuff, it's just so efficient, and I had never built one. I like to build cool farms and machines, and Minecraft lets you do that. Create mod would be amazing again. I still don't know if I could apply it to an existing world, but as you can see by the remarkable loading speed of my current computer, I would not be able to run Create anyways. but it is managing to do what I need it to do for now, although it can get very scary when you're playing Minecraft and your computer so slowly that you end up crashing into a mountain or a mob or a lava pool. It is less than ideal, and I am looking forward to a new computer. I don't know what kind, but I want it to be able to run Minecraft and record and replay mod with ease, and that is not currently what's happening. So now that we're home, let's just grab the obsidian, and we will grab our glass and craft our beacons. And it is almost time to get to building. That's crazy. I've never shift-clicked to create a beacon before, let alone 7 beacons. Let's just take a second to set them up and take a look. Oh my god, I could almost use these as some kind of lamp. That looks so good. After a year of playing, I've never done anything like that. Farms are the way to go. And I think I'm actually going to head back and get a few more. Yeah, definitely. Okay, you guys make sure that you keep practicing the worm, and I'm going to head back. I'll see you over there. Alright, I have everything set up. I went and collected more 43 more wither skulls. Man, that farm is a beast. And it is time to go to work. And I'm not going to make you suffer through my awesome PvP skills, so I will see you on the other side. Alright, 14 more. That is ludicrous. But awesome. I'm so glad I built that farm. It took a few hours, but wow, that's so much faster. I have beacons for the next year anyways. Speaking of beacons, I don't know if I want to clean this up or set it up better. I'll figure that out later. It is time to get to work. That's trippy. I don't really look at it that often, but that is trippy. Anyway. And right, yep, still haven't reset my bed. Let's use a little added magic to get home this time. Alright, we're back, and it is time to build. I have my ender chest all in order with all my building shulkers, and we are ready to head out into the Mountain Valley Village. It is about time. I love building. I like gathering the resources and having to do all that stuff, but this is really exciting for me. So it is time to get back to work on our flour mills, powered by the water wheels coming down the stream from the aqueduct. This is looking so good. I can't wait to get into this. So we're going to do a road here to connect there. We'll wrap one up around for the door. We have the road currently ending here. And then we'll have to connect it up to those two buildings somehow, but in order to do that, we're going to need to do the landscaping here so that the terrain is hideous. We got so much landscaping to do to bring this project together and to bring these buildings together, but it's going to be great. And I think the road will head down here, and then, oh, that's so much landscaping. Yeah. Anyway, and then we'll head down here, and I don't know where the road will go. I guess we'll find out when we get there, so let's get to work.
Next level.
That's so good. Alright, no rest for the weary. I'm not even looking back. Let's look forward. I don't know where to take this path from here, and I need to do something with this hilly, big, almost island-like thing before I know what the next thing to do is. So this is definitely going to be in the village. I'm definitely going to do something with it, some kind of harbor something, maybe something like the Alexandria. I don't know. I need to bring this down and then see what the terrain shows me next. That was crazy. Okay, we can talk about how that took 12 hours some other time. Right now I can see what I need to do from the end of the road. So we're going to continue this lake river thing back through behind me. So I need some kind of bridge to go from the road that we already have coming down the landscaping from the flour mills over to what I believe will end up being an island. So I got some inspiration. I'm going to get to work, and I will see you guys when I am done. just, man, that took some work, but it flowed. And see, this is why I just go with what's next. Brought down that mountain, and here we are. Brought down that hill, here we are, do the bridge, and I love the bridge. I ended up switching out the fence for lecterns again. It just looks really nice, and when that copper oxidizes, I think it'll look amazing across the top of the bridge, and it really kind of pulls everything together. It's got so many variants, right? It's so nice. Got a little sunset in the background, got my horse with me, and it's time to get back to work. Oh, I love it when the absence of any form of plan comes together like this. Look at this. This is awesome. Crazy. Alright, let's start up here. We got all those roads connected. We got that connected up to the back door. We got it connected to the third unit, then we come down, and we're connected to the last one, and that comes down. Connected to the main road, we can go out and go down this path. We can go across the bridge, which will lead to we don't even know what yet. And we've got all the retaining wall in that I want to do for now, kind of encapsulate this area. And I think we'll come back. I got that area detailed, but I need to come back and texture and detail all this area. It's just not the same if you can't come in and texture it. It looks like it's missing something. Look at this. This is crazy. I can't believe I built this. I don't even know how. It just, you kind of go at it hour by hour, day by day, and things come out, and sometimes they don't come out so well, and you gotta redo them, and sometimes they come out real great. So I'll have to finish that gable. Have to come across the bridge here, texture all this. The path is looking good. The bridge is looking great. I love this. Maybe we'll put some vines. Still loving this mangrove trapdoors over the frog lights. Still waiting for that to oxidize, more like the end there. Kind of the green pink is kind of what I'm looking for. And we'll go through that little section. We'll go through and we need to texture everything, which is going to be a few hours, I'm sure, and something that I don't see most people keep, like the floor. You can see the half slabs I've gone in texture, but the rest of it still needs to be textured. All the roads, and I'm not sure which of these three caps I'm going to put on all the retaining walls here. I'm not sure what goes with it best. What I was saying was most people don't show texturing because it's usually very boring to watch, and there's so much of it, but if you want to feel like a part of the build, then I feel like you need to see and be part of most aspects of it. I have to texture this here, and this came down 2 blocks, so the door was able to be lowered when we started the landscaping, which I like. I like that it's 1 step up here instead of 3 at the back now. And we'll do something like this at the front gable as well. I like the way this little raised bed turned out and this path going up beside the building. This is just, my little wheelbarrow. I like that little detail with the item frame on top. We got our crops ready to be harvested and replanted so we can do all the seeds. So it is time to get back to creating. Everybody make sure that you practice the worm, and I will see you on the other side. see like the time lapse till it's done. It's like so exciting that it makes me want to practice the worm. Yeah, just it's so good. I love this feature behind me. That wall was a little big, so I wanted to break it up with something special. And there's our apprentice doing the good work, our faithful horse, our backup kitty, and our night guard, who is doing an excellent job. I haven't lost a night guard since the big landscaping project. I think I lost one or two to creeper explosions while landscaping the island. Just gonna get things organized here, and we'll hop on our horse and go out to the island so we can get a good look at what we've done so far and kind of plan out where we're going to go from here. So I didn't get the crops planted yet. I did get them all harvested, and we have, I hope we have enough seeds for all the gardens. I think we do. I've been slowly planting and harvesting while I've been building all this. I love the way this copper ties everything together. I think once it oxidizes like the copper on the roof of the flour mills, it is going to just pull everything right together. The bridge is coming along. I'd like it to have a little more pink, oddly enough, just for the texture, I guess. Wow. And this is, I got some ideas for this island here. The Roman port of Alexandria comes to mind. I think that is definitely a future project, but right now, wow, this looks so good. I love these details. We'll still go back, we'll finish the gable, like I said at the end of the last video. We'll definitely go back and do that together. We got our loop in there for our access up there. We got our other entryways in. Got our road coming down. It connects to the fourth building. Kind of a little horse area here. And we come down the rest of the way, and I've created a few directions. I added this path here, which goes along the retaining wall, and I think will tie into that wall. And then maybe it will come down and kind of weave across the landscape and come across the water here somewhere. And then this bridge is just, I love it. It's so simple, but it's so nice. And the path off to nowhere at the moment, but the water is going to be running under that, so there's going to need to be some work done to that, and that might just get carried off, and who knows if we'll make it over there one day. Right now we're focused here, so I want to get all of this planted. I think I'm going to do wheat in that field. I'm going to do carrots, potatoes, and beetroot in these other fields just because they have some more color. I think I'll put the wheat in the biggest field. I like the little stone path I have going through the one. Let's see if we can land this. Nope, too far away from our horse. We'll get it one day. Alright, so yeah, I love this. The little details, the copper. And in the update, I think there's copper trapdoors and stuff. The blocks might even be more exciting. I don't really know. I've been in the editing world for a while. But this little spot, I love this little landing. I'll do a proper place to tie up horses, because I ride the horses everywhere now. I just like the speed they move at. So I'm going to come up. This is going to be the wheat field up here. So we're going to start planting seeds, and I will come back and replace those dirt blocks under the retaining walls, because I know no one will never see it, but I don't like the look of it, and sometimes you guys are so annoying. Nobody wants to watch me plant all these seeds in real time, so I'm going to switch over and practice doing the worm while I plant some seeds. looks so good. Yes, I do realize that all the trees are missing from the time-lapse you just watched, but that is because I'm building this on a 2017 Apple, and it did not want to keep all the files I record. So here we are, standing on top of the scaffolding. Still looks awesome. I love that windmill. I love the flour mills. I love this village, and I want to keep it growing. So let's get back to it. Alright, that looks terrific. It's so crazy, my building process, that I had to do all these other things before I could finish the front of that fourth one. Let's get up a little higher here to get a better perspective of everything we've done. This has probably been, I don't even know, 100 hours, 150 hours to get to this point in the video, and we haven't even started the water wheels yet. But we will. We're getting close. So I am going to, my tools. My goodness, my tools are getting low. I hope I can finish this build. I don't want to go back to the Enderman farm till this is done. So this looks great. I love the cherry coming down from the hill up there, and I've kind of continued it in these crop fields. The front of this building looks awesome. We just have to finish the gable up here, but we're going to go inside and actually finish that together. And then we'll make it back to this other side and start actually working on the water wheels. Let's take a little bit closer look here. Texturing, it took me so long to learn how to texture, but it absolutely changes everything about the build. I love how all this is coming together. All this looks so good. Come so far from 5,000 or 6,000 days ago and what I was building back then. It's amazing. This is quite the game. Our old barn, wheat fields, awesome windmill. There's so many details. Even the little trapdoors here, and the trapdoors with the lights there on the side. But let's get back to this and see if I can stick the landing. Nope. Nope. I'll get it one day. That is okay. Even love the sound of riding the horse through the game. So back to our staging area and tie our horse up, and let's go inside. Now, last time we left this, I had the beams one height too low, so I've gone ahead and taken out all the beams already, moved them up one and put them in the right spot so we can just get to work. I love this stripped mangrove wood. I'm not quite sure how to use this mangrove wood not stripped yet. Has a, a nice brown and a good gradient, but I'm not sure what to use it in. The builds really haven't required me to find it as a main block or a textured block yet. It might have too many gradients really. It's, very similar to the spruce or dark oak before it's stripped. It should be able to go in a color palette with that, but I haven't been able to work it in yet. So that being, that stays, and this is why we built the frog life farm. While we're going through this building, finishing up this interior, you'll be able to see and count just how many frog lights are in this one space. I haven't actually had the opportunity to sit and count, but I'm guessing there's almost a stack just in each unit. 4 units, 4 stacks. I use them for landscaping, all kinds of stuff outside too, and I forgot to wait. I don't know if I raised that beam. That is one of the challenges with not doing everything at one time. No, I left it lower. Oh, right, so the gable looks a certain way. When I have like a big pause in between doing, I did the other 3, and then now I'm coming back like a week later, well, 3 weeks later after all the editing on the last video and doing this. It's not fresh in my mind like when I was doing the other 3 buildings. Got the stairway that time, didn't fall in. And I'm still really liking like this size of building, the height the beams are at, the length the beams are. I'm still really liking this double spruce stair look with the trapdoor, and again the lights. It's just, lanterns are nice, but you use them so much already. It's really nice to have this frog light lighting option because they can be almost hidden and still provide so much light to the space. I do like incorporating lanterns in builds and all over the place, but it's nice to have other options that you can even build in, like structure, right? It's looks like an old post and beam 45-degree support. It looks awesome. And then unlike the outside, just for a little variation, we go with the trapdoors in here, which everyone who has ever played Minecraft does. But then on the outside, it's the fence gates right on. Didn't fall in the stairway. Again, those stairways get me in this building, in these buildings, every time. Every time I'm doing these beams or doing the ceiling, I fall down the staircase at least once, if not 2 or 3 times. So I definitely study other people's like videos and builds and try and find like little things they do that I've never seen, or little ways they film or edit stuff that I've never seen. And something I noticed on a lot of builds is so many people don't do anything inside. Inside is, the only reason the inside might be textured is because it's the outside too. So they texture the outside, but they don't come back in and seem to put in the same kind of effort or time into the inside of the building. Maybe it's because they don't feel like they have the confidence to do the inside of the building. Maybe it's just, you know, looks cooler to do a time lapse of a big building outside and you can see it. Everybody enjoys that. I enjoy that. But coming in and, like, I'm not saying all the furniture or, you know, these flour mills need mechanical parts. There's supposed to be shaft coming in from the water wheels we're about to do, and that's turning gears that'll grind the flour, and I think I would really like to do that and create. I still have to do research and see if I can apply create to an existing world, and also need a new computer first. This one can barely run the game and record even on the lowest visual settings for Minecraft. I'm really looking forward to being able to have 20, 25, you know, 30 chunk radius, you know, being able to visually see that while I'm doing time lapses and stuff, and have the render distance as high as it can be, and have the active render distance as high as it can be. I need to keep it really tight to have things working on the computer now, but still, just let me do what I want to do. So I definitely I'm sticking with this. It's the same in the other 3 units. I like this dark oak trim. It's kind of like a crown molding that's going around first, and it's nice accent where it hits the, yep, see, every time I just forget those staircases are there. It's just like a nice accent to the spruce and the mangrove, and if I had the spruce coming down all the way, I feel like it'd be really spruce heavy. That kind of just creates that, you know, break in the spruce, because I am going to be using dark oak and spruce for the ceiling that we'll be doing, just like in the other ones. Yeah, and the design, getting back to that, like interiors, maybe interiors are not easy for me, but like I want to do this, you know, structural, even though Minecraft's gravity is very strange. I want to do this structural wood ridge beam to hold up the roof inside. I know in Minecraft the roof will just float, but for me it even adds to like the aesthetic value. What? Why? Oh, I'm on the trapdoor. Send that out. Yeah, I should have done that in the first place. It even adds to the aesthetic value for me. I don't know if it's because of the realism, because I know if you want to hold a ridge up like this, or a roof up like this, then you need a big ridge beam. And I know if you want to hold the ridge beam up, then you're going to need cross beams like we're standing on right now to be able to have some support going up to the ridge. And those lower beams are going to need to tie into the exterior wall. So there's, I don't want to say programming, but there's a whole bunch of experience I've had from building homes that makes me say, okay, this needs to be this way, this needs to line up this way, this should support this way. Now it really challenges me because we're dealing with a 3x3x3 environment, so you know, you can't have the size of beams, you can't do trusses or things like that that I would like to do, but I definitely try and apply real world physics to the buildings, and I feel like that adds to the look, the quality, the style of the buildings, and it's why I it's why I choose to come inside and do all this stuff inside, because to me, otherwise it's just a floating structure. Very cool, but even this little detail with these fence gates, you could use, or fences, you could use a lot of different things to do this, but having this support that spreads out like a Y at the top to hold up the ridge beam and come down to that center point on the lower beams makes sense to me, and then beyond making sense, it ends up looking super awesome. And since I'm unable to show roof beams or joists or trusses or rafters, anything like that for the roof, the closest thing I can do is this. And that's using a different material, in this case the darker oak. I'm using as a beam. Like there's beams every 4 or 5 blocks holding up this whole roof. So the ceiling is spruce, but the beams holding up the roof are dark oak. So it looks more like a beam and then a finished ceiling on the inside, rather than I guess if you don't have that structure in your mind, you can just go willy-nilly and do whatever you want with the ceiling, which might actually be more freeing in a way. But no, that's not the right mic. They look so similar. There we go. But I really like the way this turns out too. Like I was saying, I've studied a lot of other people's builds and techniques and stuff, and a lot of people do a lot of things better, different, definitely different, if not better than I do, but I definitely have not seen my style anywhere on YouTube, but there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I'm certain I have not seen it all. There's also something really nice about, after doing all the landscaping and planting trees and all that stuff, it really brings it to life, but then slow down, come inside, the sweet sound of trapdoors being placed and closing, it's a nice change of pace for a little while. And it's super nice. I find it rewarding and like calm and nice to be in here doing this right now. Actually give me time to think about other things I want to do in the Mountain Valley Village, because it's so repetitive. I got the blocks ready and I know what I'm doing here and how I'm placing it. So that island has definitely given me so many ideas. There's the ancient port of Alexandria. Some form of its shape still exists today, but that island has really given me those kind of vibes, and there's some very cool archaeological images. There's some very cool like recreations of what people imagined and believed it might have looked like when it was one of Rome's largest seaports, if not their biggest seaport. It's got some cool towers. I've never done a ship before. I think that would be very neat to incorporate. Again, I feel like it would be way cooler in the Create mod, so that might be a factor in deciding where I go next. I'm starting to run out of resources from my move from the castle base I built before. Just need to craft up some more spruce stairs, go through spruce like crazy. It is crazy I haven't had to go get resources, but I'm not really one of those go get resources, do the build kind of Minecraft players. I'm one of those go get insane amounts of resources just because it feels good to have all that stuff, and then just go grab whatever you need whenever you're doing a build. I really have not had to go get anything in about 3 weeks of play, but I will next time, other than like frog lights. I need to go get that stuff, but the stuff for the gold farm, the stuff for the frog light farm, the wither farm, I don't think I had to go get anything but maybe magma blocks for the spawning platform for the gold farm. But I do need some farms. I'm starting to run out of resources, and I think I want a very functional Romanesque versions of a sugarcane farm and a bamboo farm. I also know I want a honey and honeycomb farm. So just across from the trading hall library in the side of the mountain, there's kind of an opening, and of course I need a couple more. There's a perfect little like opening in the space that's left there right now, and I think that would be a perfect spot to go in. 2 more. and hollow out a spot for like an amazing beehive. I've been looking up some images on the internet for beehives in trees, and like when the tree has a hollow out, I think it'd look really cool. And honestly, I don't know any other use for blocks that honey blocks or things like that, other than maybe for some farms here and there. So I think that would be really neat. That might be a really fun project with some kind of glass dome enclosure, kind of sealing it into the mountain, but still like a functional bee farm. Grab 2 pieces of glass to finish that window, and put these lights in. I like that in the middle we have the fence coming down, and then the light on it with the trap doors. Again, like another support, a beefier area, but then we also get to add light to it, so that's nice. There's also the spot just outside the building, the flour mill at the top of the hill. There's like a negative space there that I'm not sure what to do with. I might go back and fill in a few of the negative spaces if I get ideas for it. I don't, like I said earlier, I don't really work that way. I kind of just do the next thing that I seem to need to do. And once we get the water wheels done and all this stuff cleaned up and textured up, and this whole project is done, so to speak, with the flour mills, I'm not really sure. I think I would like to fill in negative spaces. That's an option, with a few farms. Or start working on the island. That is definitely an option. Some kind of harbor, and we need buildings there anyways. But I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm still in the middle of this. 2, so I can finish that window. It's just, oh, it's so nice to be building this way with the shulker and all the stuff. It's not run back to base and get the things I need kind of building anymore. Just boom, I need 2 pieces of glass, finish the window, and now that's done. And this looks awesome. I love it. Realistic yet Minecrafty, detailed but not over detailed. Wonderful, just wonderful. Just gotta go up here, take this block down, and is that how I finished that last time? It doesn't look right. Only takes 5 seconds to run up, and no, okay, I did. We'll hop back up here and finish this off properly the way the other units are set up. Just throw in the fence post, and all the, not the furniture or anything, but all the interiors on all the flour mills are now complete. That is amazing. That took so many hours, but it looks so good. This could almost transfer to real life, something like this. Now the view is way different, and it is almost time to get work on the flour mills, or the water wheels over here. Have them running down, and we'll figure out what to do with the walking path there. Just make sure I haven't missed any little details out here, and I think, yeah, they can stay outside. I think we're done until we're in here doing gears and things like that. Oh, well, yeah, right, I think I want the trim. Again, it's a nice like break, and then it ties it in at the same time. We're just going to use mangrove stairs upside down as kind of a crown molding all the way around. It'll break up the mud bricks from the oak floor and kind of ties the mangrove beams together. That is not a mangrove stair. Kind of ties everything together. I feel like The mangrove's so nice, like it would be very easy to get overwhelming with it, to use it too much, because it's just, yeah, I appreciate the apprentice the vast majority of the time, and the night guard, but how did I tie that in? I didn't, straight in. But sometimes they are just plain old in the way. So that runs straight in, that's tied in, and I did the, iron trap door for the light. Amazing. I think I need to do something here that kind of looks like too bare of a space, but I'll come back. I move a little too slow when I make things up to do it live. Something like this, I've already done 3 other interiors, so I can do that fast enough live like we are now, but I'll have to come back and do details. This island, man, it's got the creative juices a-flowing. Let's grab our horse. I don't know what our horse's name should be. I know everybody, asks people to leave comments for names and stuff. And that's fine. Maybe if somebody left a comment that I really like the name, but I'm going to be thinking of names too. Did I get everything? It's such a big world, right? It's so easy to overlook details here and there. Man, I love that detail. Against the wall. Yeah, I need 3 upside down stairs there, mangrove stairs. That looks terrific. Really brings it to life with like the glowberries and plants and vines, although the vines do spread a little bit viciously for me. I'm going to have to go back and put some string on the aqueduct. What a perfect time to come out with the moon coming up right there. And the 4th flour mill is finally complete. Hello, phantoms. You are not my friends. Although I did appreciate seeing your mating ritual. That was very interesting. Alright. So, I feel like we have everything done. I think we can... I went and put those 3 pieces up. Put trapdoors over the frog lights that are in the peak. I use the cherry ones. They kind of blend in with the, it's the cherry I find a little overwhelming, the wood, but it blends in nicely up there. So let's clean up. Oh, this is a big step, cleaning up the staging area. 1 step done, moving on to the next. I've been set up here for a long time, so this is a big day. I'll get everything organized the way I'm used to, and there's 1 more green shulker. Okay, got that. That should be everything. Sometimes I can't really remember what order they went in, but overall I seem to get them back in, if not the exact order, a very similar order, so it's very efficient for me to be able to go through when I'm building and find the blocks I need. And even the dyeing the shulkers, some of the colors make sense, some of them don't, but I've been using it long enough now that I know basically what's in every shulker. And I'm missing 1. There is... Am I missing a red one? Red? Yep. Under the horse. That's okay, horse. I thought everything looked a little off. I didn't remember that lighter color being up there. My honeycomb for waxing all the copper, which I will keep on me for now, so that when it's at the stage I want it to be at, I can go back and wax it all, so that I keep a look that I want. Man, I love that. Bring you guys with me. Alright, team. One last look around. Close the door before we go. Want to let the heat out. Alright. Let's roll. That feels momentous. That was a huge step, so much progress. That landscaping and texturing, the roads, the crops, the trees, all the little details, finishing the 4th watermill. And I can't stop thinking about out here too and what I'm going to do on the island. I have to start laying things out in slime so I can visualize what it might look like. But I don't need to visualize this anymore. This looks better than what I had in my head. This looks so good. Love those little trapdoors. This place sneak out. And windmill. Yep. That's going to be a special farm too. I like the way that detail, just because it was such a big section, I needed to break up that section. It turned out so well. The texturing has turned out so well. All the blocks are starting to oxidize. I'm definitely going to need to pay attention to that and go back and wax all those. I do now appreciate the cherry tree. It really does have its place, but it is finally, wow, those have been sitting there for weeks, and it is finally time to go back and get to work on the water wheels, which is really, it's going to bring everything to life with the moving water, and it's really going to tie the project in, and it is time to get to it. Yeah, that, I've been waiting a long time to do that. Oh, the phantoms. Alright, let's take a look at this first water wheel. I haven't done any of the others. I just wanted to get this first one in and see how I like it. I think I like it. I like the overall buildings. I've laid out the 3 other spots for the other ones, the other buildings. I like the materials I've used for the water wheel. Let's just run over. I've actually moved them on where I want them on the building compared to where I had the, hook you up, to where I had the slime block one laid out. I've actually moved it more to the center of the building here. You can see from these 3 there's definitely going to be some excavating alongside the building. But I think I like the dark oak beams, I like the spruce wheel and the oak support with the oak fences. I think I like the cauldrons. I like the quartz pillar as like the shaft, and it's already started to fill up because it's been raining while I've been building. I have my little lookout spot here so I can run back and look real quick. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other three with the same basic structure, and I'm going to swap out the buckets, what catches the water. I'm going to go ahead, build those other three. We'll have 4 different options. We'll take a look and see which one we like the best. Okay, trusty horse, my noble steed that I do not believe was ever a donkey. Let's hop on you now that we have these 4 variations of the water wheels together. I like to get back and take a look every time. See it from a different perspective, make sure it's turning out the way I want it to turn out. So this is the first. Now that we're over on this side, I'm going to set up another 64 tall scaffolding while my computer struggles to play and record. And every time I come up here and look back at this, I'm in shock, because you're so close to it when you're building it. You can't, until you step back like this. God damn. Alright, let's look at the water wheels. The front one is just trapdoors with water, and I've used lecterns on all of them. The second one I used hoppers, which I kind of like. I like the metal. I don't think I like the composters. I think that's too much wood. I like the cauldrons. I feel like it's something between the trapdoors and the cauldrons. The cauldrons really give us that metal look that I think I'm looking for on the wheel. The hoppers don't quite cut it. I don't think I like the composters. And if it's between the hoppers and the cauldron, I think I'm going to go for the cauldron. Yeah, I think that bottom one is just too much wood, too much spruce. I like that the cauldrons add that contrast, that metal to the water wheel. Yeah, too much spruce. Alright, I'm going to hop down. I'm going to get to work switching over all 3 of these so that they match the top one, and actually finish the top one as well, and see if I can finally land this. No, I was close to the horse, still didn't land on it. Let's get back to work and see what we come up with. inside the water wheel. That was awesome. Alright, so this may seem absurd, but you are about to be included in part of the water wheel flour mills that may seem absurd for YouTube, but it is not. You are getting first-hand, in-depth look at the, what some may call virtual insanity, that is my building style. So the force of the water coming down the chutes that we'll have to do, turning these giant wheels, would tear these wheels apart if they were the way they were. So for a little bit of contrast, which no one will ever see unless I figure out how to make the world available to download and they actually come in and look at it, is putting spruce fence as a contrast to the oak and the lecterns inside as a kind of webbing or girder or support for the water wheel, and it uses so many I've run out yet again. I had a full stack when I started at the top. I've already refilled it, and yeah, I've already used 3 stacks of spruce. That is the only wood I carry a double amount of. But that's part of Minecraft, isn't it? Lots of crafting, but we have the materials. So it's just a quick jog up the hill for us, and we can craft all the fence gates and fences that we need, and we can get back to structurally making the water wheels sound. Seems absurd. Like I said, it's not. In my mind, I need to do it, even though nobody will ever see it. If this world ever does come up for download and people start exploring it, they will see the detail in it. It's not an empty shell of a movie set world. It is full of everything and all the details. And yeah, a few more oak. Don't have much to finish on the oak, but while I'm over here, when I'm doing stuff like this, I like to top up all the stacks anyways. If I know that I'm short on something and I'm sitting here, and I might as well craft the oak fences so I have another 64, and then I won't have to do it again nearly as soon. And I like seeing the scaffold set up all up and down this hill, all up and down the water wheels. I don't know, it gives it the cool under construction look, vibe that I really enjoy. And scaffolding is, I don't know when they introduced it to the game, but it is a hugely important part of the game to me. I don't want to be using dirt blocks all the time. And we can just keep going on all the fun that is placing the web of girders inside the water wheel. And you can't even see that stuff like that in the time lapse. If you look, well, if you're really paying attention, I suppose, in the time lapse, you can see my name tag inside the water wheel for a significant amount of time, considering we're watching the build process at 80 to 100 times the speed it actually happened. But yeah, see, it only takes, I don't know how long this takes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And it seems like a weird thing to share on the video, but it is important. This is the kind of mind you're dealing with when you're looking at the stuff I'm building. I mean, it's Minecraft, alright? I'm using a quartz pillar sideways as the drive shaft, which may look as good as any block could for that kind of role, but there really is a structural realism I like to apply to the world I'm building. And I mean, I have lecterns, but they work. It works for the purpose of the water wheel. And it's kind of like doing the ceiling in the last unit that we finished not too long ago in the 4th unit. After running around and trying to figure things out and up and down the hill, it's nice to come in and do something that you really can't mess up, nice and slow. And for me, even though you can't really see it from the outside, I can see it. It really adds a quality to the world. And we're almost done already. We have maybe a third of the webbing left to do, the girders, and then the water wheels are basically done. And then we'll have to go back up to the aqueduct, which I haven't worked on in weeks. We've been focused on the things that the aqueduct is powering. And now that I've built the water wheels and moved them to the place I want, I see that we need to raise the aqueduct 1 block all the way back to the cistern at the mountain where the stream comes into the cistern and then flows across the aqueduct. It's 1 block too low, something I didn't take into my calculations when I moved the water wheels to the center of the buildings and up 3 blocks. Before they were plenty low enough, but now it's just 1 too high. The water would look stupid coming in at the point it does now. And bop bop, and enclosed. See, we'll step back, take a look. So you can see it offers contrast, but structurally in my mind it's like super wheel now. The pretend digital Minecraft water is not going to tear it apart as it flows across it. And that looks terrific. I'm going to add spruce trapdoors, I think, to the end. I think that'll look okay. So I'll go back and I'll do some details on these, and then we'll come back and have a look. But they're looking great, and if you haven't practiced the worm, I highly suggest it. It is quite the dance. So I've so I've gone back and I've added trapdoors. You can see them. I'm standing on one here now. And I think it really caps it off nice, that kind of metal that goes across the trapdoor. And now it is time. You can see the aqueduct came in flush with the top of the water wheel, and that just, I think that would look weird. So I'm going to go back, and I guess this will add a little look. I'll have to take off all that smooth stone and raise it up. I'm not sure what block I'll use to make that look good. And actually it'll feel really good to come down this aqueduct and actually get it all complete. It's been sitting like this for weeks. I'll have to take the, oh, will we have to take the water out? No, we'll just have to take off all this top cap and raise it all up one. We'll finish the back side to the left of us right now and actually finish up the whole aqueduct leading to here. It might split off and go other directions later, but this is going to be momentous. I am not going to make you watch that live, so I am going to get to work. You practice the worm, and I'll meet you back here in a moment. looky what we have done. Alright. Friggin' phantoms. Okay, the water's flowing. We're going to obviously hook it up to the next three. I'm going to have to make up some kind of chute. Wood chute that'll carry the water step by step. We got the whole aqueduct done. We got the wood chute coming off the end. And this is looking awesome. I'm going to have to go back and texture the backside here of the aqueduct that I haven't done yet. I got the support up under holding that chute that sticks over with a dark oak beam kind of extending to each side for more support. This is turning out really good. I got all the water raised. Oh, the stone fence. The water just came through and I couldn't figure out a way to get it stopped. I tried everything. It just kept coming through here, but we got it eventually. So now that the water is flowing, I think I can go back. We can do the chutes together, and when we get close to the end, we'll stop and see if we can finish the last one together. So I'm going to hop into this, and you guys enjoy the burning of our enemies. Alright, here we are, Mr. Apprentice, Night Guard, the last chute. It has been a long journey to the left to this last chute. Man, that looks good. Everything is turning out better than I imagined initially. So just to give you an idea, again, you know how the structure works in my mind. So I'm putting the half slab oak on each side and then a upside down stair. We're going to go across the middle with a stripped dark oak beam as like a really big support. One too many. Put in the oak stair. And then we're going to use trapdoors on the spruce trapdoors on the outsides of the chutes, which is really very similar to how old logging chutes would be. They'd have the, you know, boards along the side with the water running down the middle. But I got to make sure these are on the outside, because if they're on the inside of that half slab, then the water doesn't flow down the sides. So we'll put this on the outside, go back and break our temporary block. And that is definitely shovel worthy. And flip these bad boys up. And my dirt collecting apprentice. Like I said, I really don't like to lose resources, even dirt. I like to, I like to keep the resources I've gathered as much as is reasonably possible. And then we'll go along, we'll do the same thing on the other side here. This one will be easier, we don't have the roof in the way. A little bit of crouch. And place our spruce trap doors and get rid of the dirt. Actually, that reminds me, I went back on all the railings around the flour mills and changed the orientation of the spruce trap doors on top of the lecterns so that the metal lines up like this does. I had them going the other way originally when I put them on. Alright, Night Guard, this is a short fall. Yeah, you're okay. Apprentice. There you go. Thank you, sir. And, oh, right. Crouch. 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 And that is the chute in place. Just go remove those 3 trapdoors from the inside. And the chute is complete from above. We need to go down, so this isn't just some giant floating wood chute, and actually make sure we support it properly. That looks like the water will flow off the end well. And I don't know if I need it, but I've been putting the dirt blocks across to keep the water flowing in the right place. Sometimes it seems to spill over depending where I put the water. Sometimes it doesn't. It just seems to make it easier for the moment. And with the half slabs, I can't waterlog those, so it's actually beneficial that that stripped dark oak beam is down the middle. Otherwise water would just be dripping through. We wouldn't really get the look we want. So that looks good. It flows over those nice. Yeah, we didn't need the dirt blocks this time. That's bloody brilliant. I wish I had shaders again when I get a new computer. Oh, it's gonna look real good. I have shaders and mods. Not anything crazy. I really do enjoy the vanilla gameplay, but for the look, and if it was Create, like I said, I just want simple parts of Create. I don't want to go crazy with all the machines and all the stuff you can do, but animating like the water wheels here, animating the windmill, I think stuff like that would be really cool, and I've gone too far. See what happens when I get building and talking? This is why I do most of the building in time-lapse. I sit there silently and just build, and I still make mistakes then. Thank you, apprentice, and let's try this again to get the right flow over the edge. Got one further. Oh, see, why doesn't that work? Why can't I go 1? Okay, 2. That's fine. That'll work. And actually, yeah, I'll have to notice the natural flow of the water here when we come down and deal with where the water will actually go off to under that footpath. But I think we still have to do the support, but I mean, overall, yeah, they're all floating right now. I have a design on the top one for how I want those chutes supported. I think I'll just replicate it. Just go take a look, and I don't think it's quite how I want it either. Yeah, something like this, but it's not quite done. I like the oak step kind of sticking out instead of the half slab all the way across. I like the support, how it sticks out the front, so we have double spruce stairs there as the support. I'm just overall really pleased. I think it is time to get to work on under the water wheels and finishing up those little details, so I'm going to do that in a time lapse while you practice the worm, and I'll see you on the other side. is crazy. Anybody who saw the first video, Mountain Valley Village video, the reference images for this, I can't believe how this has turned out. So I did a whole bunch of texturing and little details off camera, and we are going to go back and finish these last few, maybe seemingly meaningless, but add all the life and detail and character to the area. So I've gone back, textured all this, I've used buttons and stone pressure plates as well, and then used half slabs and different stair combinations to kind of leave space for the puddles that we're filling in now. This area, you know, water's going to be dripping off and wearing away, and it's not an old factory that we've built, but it definitely gets its wear. And we'll fill this up again. I wonder how many little puddles I've created. Goodness, look at that. Right? Isn't that crazy? Looks so good, flowing down the water wheels over the chutes. Love the way the supports ended up. It's so good in the copper blocks oxidizing as footings. Forgot that one. I will go back and get that footing. I also put like a upside down stair across where the mud bricks and the second floor on the flour mills meet as kind of a nice break. It was kind of a big space, even with the water wheels here breaking it up a little bit. Went back and textured all the mud brick walls and finished them on this side when I was doing the stone, and we are empty already. That's 24 buckets already. Here come 36. This might do it. We'll see. I got some, I like the hanging lantern and the supports under the chutes. So many little things. I'll go back and knock those torches out because I also went back into each of the water wheels and the 3 blocks, the 3 quartz pillar blocks that were in the middle as the shaft. I took those out. See, I like little puddles like this. Little details like that. I took those blocks out and put in the yellow frog light from the ochre frog light. Just, it was so dark, and it's neat to see it lit up now at night from inside the water wheel. And apparently we have more than 36 puddles, because we are on our way back to fill up again. And man, it's crazy how much faster horses can scale these hills. So one more time, and that should be about it. And I've also, on the top one, I tested a support. I'm not sure if I'm going to put another row of buildings on the other side of these water wheels, if they're just going to end up powering this. I've been thinking about wood mills, maybe 1 or 2 wood mills, so that it doesn't obstruct the view of the water wheels and chutes, because it's so nice. But we'll see. Lots of ideas, lots of inspiration, lots of projects to create in this world, and I think that is it. 36 and 8, 44 puddles. And we'll get this so it flows maybe down there, and it's definitely going into that little river. Not sure what the direction will be yet though. And this just finishes it off, like coming back, texturing under here, copper blocks even oxidizing. I got the support here is just a whole bunch of little details. I went back and textured the beams. I added the frog lights under the soffit and then put oak trap doors under, so the whole thing is lit up, but not, you know, insane. It looks so good with the frog lights all over. And then again, this is hard, so it keeps the mobs from spawning. It's not hardcore. I'm not interested in losing all this to a baby zombie, but we are in hard. I gotta replace that one still. Got the beacon shining in the background all around. It's all just turning out so well. So this is the kind of support idea I have, temporarily anyways. Come down with these pillars and supports and then the fence gate in the middle, just to kind of hold up the other side of that drive shaft for now until I figure out what I actually want to do. See, I have a problem with real physics. I want it to be held up. I can't, even if I don't know what it's going to be, I can't just leave it right now. So let's take a noble steed and take a look from the other side at what we have created. Yeah. I'm enjoying moving through the village at horse speed rather than flying all the time. Just so fast. Really enjoy moving this speed. Right, noble steed, I will be back. Let's go take a look. I wish I had redirected the water at the bottom temporarily, just into a hole, but that's fine. Oh, look at all this space for so many things. The render speed, so fast. So many ideas, everyone. We'll see step by step. Each thing leads to the next thing, but I can see a big wall something here. I don't know, there's something. There's ideas in there. And that waterway connecting over there. Anyways, look at this. This is what we have done over the last few weeks. When the telescope goes in too close, get a nice view like this. This is just looking fantastic. This is so fun to create like this, and those steps underneath just make it, finish it. Look at the water coming down, flowing over each wheel through the chutes, the glowberries and vines, and the water coming down. Not sure which way. Maybe I'll come over into the water there, but I'm really not sure yet. Love the puddles and the moss we have, all these little details. Just makes it look alive, even though it's almost completely stagnant. Yeah. Crazy what inspiration a few pictures can give. Moon's rising, perfect. That looks just, yeah, I'm glad I raised that one more block because that looks so good. Gone back and textured that. Alright, I am going to do, yep. I'm going to do a walk around for sure, but I'm going to do some cinematic, God, friggin' phantoms. I'm going to do some cinematic tour around here so we can see everything, and then we will do a walking tour, and then I think it'll be time to get to work on the next video and get building again. Oh, nailed it. Thank you for the last one. Alright, here we go. You guys go enjoy, and then I'll give you a walking tour after.
Let's go.
made it! Flour mills and water wheels are complete. And it is tour time, so let's take a look. I may have said it 1 to 11 times, but this looks so good. I love this. I love all these details. I love the palette, the colors, the plants, the blocks, and the place to tie up the horse. And it all started with that little stream on the aqueduct. The little stream coming down the mountain led to the aqueduct. The aqueduct led to the aqueduct has to go somewhere. Flour mills came up. They need water wheels, and here we are. I love it with the plants on it now. It looks really good. I think the horse is a little too fast. I'm going to tie up the horse. We may be able to get a little smoother look if our noble steed is tied up there. This is just looking so good. It's hard not to think about all the other things that I'm going to do while we're doing this tour. I love the fence gates. I like that look on the outside, and then the spruce trapdoors in here. Textured the ceiling. I really like how that turned out. I like our lights / supports. I switched all these to oak. I felt like the mangrove trapdoors were just too much on all those inside there. Everywhere else as it is. We have our little storage areas under here. Everything is looking nice and textured. I really like the supports. I like our cutout here going into each unit and our staircases. Little, simple details, upside down stairs around the stairway. I like our gables. This all just came together so much better than I thought a few weeks ago. Yeah, see, there's enough red out here. That's why I switched the oak trapdoors and lined these up like I was talking about, so that the trapdoors go along the length of the porch. Like the lecterns, I kind of wish I could cover it up, but I don't want to put signs everywhere. Like all the details here, like the soffit under the edge of the roof, just a little detail like that. I like the plants, that's a little long. Little, spruce buttons. I feel like there's a perfect amount of detail. It's not crazy, but it's looking good. We got our plants, lots of life, lots of green. And our windmill off in the distance and our great view. This place has changed so much. I love the design for this ceiling. Just a simple, dark oak and spruce ceiling. Even the shape of it. I like the way the roof ended up, and I even like this color palette. I'm going to try and do some more with concrete powder and stuff like that. Different combinations of concrete powder and terracotta. Little stone plates on top of the railings that I've come in and added. Yep, that's real nice. The texturing's coming along. We got this little corner filled in from the first video with this little one-of-a-kind unique roof up here. It's the only one that has that. The moss blocks and our torch flowers. I love these little porches. They're perfect, and that is an awesome view. Noble steed. Our huge garden now. We got 2 places to tie up the horses, because I do travel by horse now. I am building in places to tie up the horses everywhere I go. A little simple railing. I love the texturing, the 2 different kinds of blocks in the with the mud brick, the jungle log, and the spruce. They both seem to go. Now the little storage area slightly different. Now upside down stairs is the transition to the next space, and this is our main space, main level porch where you can actually come out, and it just looks terrific. I was afraid to be a little too busy, and it ended up perfect in my opinion. Our staircases with the spruce going down the middle of the mangrove stairs. I like the simple little thing of adding the oak planks and stripping them. You know, little buttons, little details. Those trees with their particle effects coming through the walls and all over the space is really nice. And we have our main landing here. We got a spot for the horse. I love that detail. That little thing just came out of nowhere. That wall was too big and I needed to make something up. And it turned out amazing. Backlit with the frog lights. Can't wait to fill these rooms. I'm not sure how that will go, but we'll find out. And the final unit that we just finished. Oh, I have to go back and change those. I like the windows, but I have to go back and change those mangrove ones on these supports. And I was playing with something here. I don't think I like it, but it was a big empty space, so I'll see what I can do with it. Just looks so good. The little details, the upside down stairs going around there, upside down stair in the window, signs on the back of the lights. There's another little one, that stretch is a little long, so I added one in here and one up there. Got the glowberries coming in. Run over to the bridge. Textured path looks so good. Some bone meal in here. I think I'll come back with some sea pickles too and texture that wall. I wasn't sure if the wall was going to stay. I might texture these two just a little. I'm not sure, maybe a little mossy stone or mossy cobblestone fence. Spruce or the stone buttons everywhere and stone pressure plates really add nice detail and hide the lights. I get to light everything up. The anvils for the kind of guards at the end, and I have frog lights under every vent. Yeah. Yeah, that looks so good. Starting to oxidize. I haven't waxed all this yet, so I need to come back and make sure that I get all that waxed at the stage I want it at. This bridge is waxed. That's the state I want it to stay in. I like that look there. I like the stone with the deep slate, the way it's textured. Little lights everywhere, under the grates and the wall, under the pressure plates. This place looks so good at night, the way it lights up. Beautiful landing area. Our little stone path coming through the carrot field here. And our scarecrow, keeping the field safe. I'm not sure from what, but it's a nice little feature. Some dyed leather clothes, armor on a pot. All these little things coming together to just make an amazing space. Even armor stand on a pot with some leather armor. Got our azalea bushes, our potatoes, our wheat. This is a nice way to blend these two spaces together. The cow farm up here with the barn. Then we have the transitional kind of neutral, natural space in between the barn and the wheat field, and then leads over to the flour mills. I really like how that turned out. I like a texture pack to give the plants a little more life. All the crops, but we'll see. We will see. Missing one there. Maybe it's not lit up well enough. A zombie or something came in. Got our cat running along beside us. Just hop up and we have our road that I built weeks ago ending there. It will connect to this one and then I go off the other way. I'm not sure yet, but I think it'll go out to the water, and I haven't textured any of this yet. I put down the stone buttons and pressure plates, but I haven't done any of the actual pathway. The retaining wall is all done. And these frog lights are just so good. They can be so hidden and cast so much light. Bridge. This oak tree was here. You get those special big oak trees, I try and leave them. Got some bushes that we added in. And let me see if I can find a water source. I went back, I was about 2/3 done. See the little detail spruce. And I put the light right under it too. It's such a beautiful little thing. But I went back and to all the water sources. If I can find, there's one. And I put frog lights under all the water sources, which is awesome. So that little gap lets the frog lights light come through, and it lights up the whole crop garden area. It's awesome. This path is definitely leading somewhere. I don't know where it's leading yet, but it's awesome. And the view from over here is awesome. Got our chimneys that I just put up on each one. That's the first time I've done chimneys. Couldn't figure out how to cleverly put a hay bale under a single stack like that to push the smoke up higher. I contain the water a little better. But yeah, I think I'm going to work on some chimney design and go back and add it to some of the buildings. We got our supports holding up all the water wheels now until I figure out what I actually want to do on that side of the water wheels. I don't know if I want buildings. It's so nice to look at them just exposed like this. It's just such a nice side of the building to look at. We got all kinds of little details in here. We got the upside down stair at the ends and holding it up there. Got our fireplace comes down and joins in here. That turned out so nice. I just did that in the last day. And the stone under here with all the little detail looks so good. I think it almost makes it. If it didn't have that, I don't know how I would feel about it. It would still look great, but it's just such a nice detail. Got all the details on the gables here. Glowberries coming in. Fence and fence gates coming across. I got a ladder on this one and a vine on the other two, just in case I ever need to get up here. Yeah. Just in case I ever need to actually get up and do something, or the people who lived here needed to get up and do something. So those are staying where they are, but that looks so good. My goodness. And we have the spruce and the oak trapdoor, and under the oak is the frog lights, so the soffit is lit up on all these buildings. The end of our aqueduct that is all complete after just sitting there for weeks. Textured, growing. Looks awesome. Our little trapdoors up on the peak, and we have our upside down lightning rods. I think they look cool both ways. It's just nice to put them in upside down so the narrowest point is at the top. And then you remember seeing all this detail. Yes, it is in every one. I'll try and hop into the water here. Went back and textured all this. Textured the fireplaces. It just looks so good. It's amazing that this cap came up right under the roof from all the way over there. And I even had to raise it one, right, just to get it on the water wheel because I moved those. And apparently we have a tiny natural farm forming here on top of the hill. But it's amazing all that worked out. All the way from the other end of the aqueduct over there. Ended up perfect at that building. And I did spend a lot of time laying out with slime blocks. And this looks real good. It's got me very excited to see what's next. Won't get to run up here very often, but we'll take a run over here and then take a look. We got our turtles in here. Wow. I don't even know what I can do after that. It's just so good. And yep, that happens. Alright, friends. One last look. Then it'll be time to move on to something else until we do the interior. So good. So much fun. Learned so much recording and doing the videos and replay mod, and this has been an amazing experience. I can't wait to keep going, and I have no idea what is going to be in the part 3, but we will find out when it comes out. Thanks for hanging out. I really hope you enjoyed the build. Always practice the worm, and I'll see you next time.